We couldn't be more happy with Ubisoft's decision to delay Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter from the launch title it was in November to the mid-March release. Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter is different on all the different systems, so 360 version is different from Xbox and PC, PS2. So the 360 version is coming out first, and we're really lucky. There are many reasons, and I'll start with the visuals. This game seems to have everything. It's got high dynamic range lighting, which is what happens when you walk outside from inside a dark place to a light place, and your eyes have to readjust to the lighting. It's got fantastic reflections, huge vistas, great lighting where lights coming through trees and train warehouses full of lights and rafters. And you really get a sense that they've worked on the graphics for a next generation game to make this look not only pretty but impressive. So a lot of detail has gone into the graphics. A lot of really fantastic next generation effects have gone in. The water, for instance, in the single player is awesome. And you really feel like, wow, okay, I'm playing a real next generation game, which is something that not all the Xbox 360 games have brought us so far. The single player game is excellent. It's about 12 to 13 missions. The game is probably about 12 to 15 hours, depending on how good you are. There are only two difficulty settings, normal and hard. And on normal, the AI is moderately aggressive, and it does things like take cover, hide behind, different objects, as well as coming to attack you. There'll be different waves of enemies coming at you, as well as enemies that have different weapons, like rocket launchers or sniper rifles. And there'll be levels where, sometimes you're going to get your ass kicked, and that's because the AI is relatively diverse. It's not the smartest AI I've ever seen, but it's still good enough to make this a compelling game. It's a first-person or third-person shooter. It's got squads. You have a ghost team of 3 guys. You can pick a grenadier. You can pick a marksman and a rifleman, and you can switch those up to all riflemen or all snipers if you want. Your team AI is both smart and not so smart. In a lot of cases, they'll do the right thing. They won't run out into, if you have it on, follow me mode, they'll pretty much do the things you want them to do. You can command them to take cover, you can command them to heal each other, you can command them to follow you, you can command them to, throw grenades or blow up an enemy tank or whatever it is, given the right weapons. But occasionally they'll get stuck, and I have had in several situations had to force them to come to me, even though they wouldn't, from either 100 yards away or even 50 yards away. So occasionally it happens. I think Ubisoft worked it out so that most of the time, like 90% of the time, they don't do that, or even 95%. But that still isn't there. So let's talk about multiplayer. There's an enormous amount of missions. You've got co-op, you've got team, you've got solo campaigns. If you want to play either adversarial or co-op, you can play with up to 16 people. So that means you and 15 other friends can go play a co-op mission. There are 4 separate co-op missions that you can play over System Link or Xbox Live 360, and those are 4 maps made specifically for co-op. So, or you can play through the campaign. So those are great. Those are really fantastic. You can play against the enemy AI, and you can turn it to 1 kills or 3 kills. Or no respawns, or whatever you want. There's a million options. They're fantastic options. I think really, people are going to be really excited about the single-player game, and then they're going to get online and find that the adversarial modes are deep, customizable, and work well online on Xbox 360 with 16 players. And honestly, you look at 16 players, you're like, why can't we do 32 or 64? Well, 16 works out pretty well. I mean, it still looks good. There's a lot of enemies on screen, a lot of you guys on screen, and it works. In the end, Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter is one of those next generation games that not only looks really good and sounds really good, but it has the depth and replayability and the variety that you want from a game that is showing up on your Xbox 360 for $59. It's a game that you're going to be happy with pretty much in every respect.